Hello, my friends. Dr. Rick Mabanta again. I was thinking the other day that it would be a good idea to revisit what the understanding of chiropractic is. Over 30 years of practice, I've continued to see that chiropractic is often still misunderstood. It's still used as a back or neck pain treatment, but it's just so much more than that. And I think to really understand chiropractic, you have to understand the premise behind it and how it's derived. The thing to note with chiropractic is that it is a trifold system of healing. And it has a science, it has a philosophy, and it has an art aspect to it, which if you understand all three of those aspects, you'll have a better understanding of how to utilize and apply chiropractic into your healthcare system. So the first place to start is in the philosophy of chiropractic. What premises is it and what concepts is it based on? And it's a very simple concept. The major premise of chiropractic is that an understanding that there is a universal intelligence. And what the basic description of that is that universal intelligence is in all matter, continually giving it all its properties and actions, thus maintaining it in existence. And when we look at that innate intelligence or that inborn intelligence, in the human body it's referred to as an innate intelligence, which means an inborn intelligence. So that quality of being able to control, organize, and perpetuate life in the body is based on that understanding of innate intelligence, which is an expression of universal intelligence in the physical form. So that's essentially the philosophy of chiropractic. Now, when you consider that major premise, universal intelligence or innate intelligence, and apply it to a science, you have to say, well, what in the body has the control and the organizational qualities that you would see or that can be used to express that innate intelligence? And when you look at the human physiology, when you understand physiology and anatomy, you see that the nervous system is the major control mechanism of the body. So it would make sense that if an intelligence was going to express itself, it would use the major control mechanism, which would be the nervous system. So the job of the central nervous system is to control, coordinate, and organize the function of all other systems of the body. Makes sense. The third aspect of chiropractic is the art form. So how do you get that control mechanism, the central nervous system, to do its job, to express itself optimally? And so from an art form point of view, we recognize that one of the major things that affects the connection of the brain to the body is the spinal cord, the spinal column, and then the nerves that reach out to all the different parts of the body. That's the interface, the connection from the brain to the body is the spinal cord. So it makes sense if that spinal cord is functioning optimally, that communication system is going to work the way that it should. So that's the art form. So we have a philosophy, we have a science, and we have an art. The science is understanding the anatomy and physiology, the expression of that innate intelligence over the control mechanism, which is the nervous system. The art form is developing the skill and the ability to free the interference and pressure and optimize the function of that central nervous system, specifically the spinal column and the spinal cord. So as an artist, you have to develop a skill and an ability. And as you can see in many different art forms, there are different levels and abilities to express that art form. So you know, if you look at the painting world, you'll see Picassos, and then you'll see your average beginner painter. So after 30 years of practice, you start to develop a mastery of that art form, of developing and delivering the chiropractic adjustment to remove the interference to the nervous system, which is the science behind that, to allow the expression of that inborn innate intelligence. So a little overview about chiropractic, how it's derived, the principles, and how to use it. So if you recognize the fact that there is some natural control mechanism, whatever you want to call it, innate intelligence, some people might call it nature, some people might even call it God. Some people will look at that and say, oh, well, if I'm going to allow nature to do its job, I have to utilize the natural mechanisms. So I have to create a science and understand how it works, which is the development of the science, and then develop a system and a way to get it to express itself and to work in conjunction with that natural control mechanism. So that, in a nutshell, is the art, science, and philosophy of chiropractic. It's where I've directed the majority of the activity of my practice, and it's the system that I've used to help many people handle many different health conditions over the years of practice. So I hope it helps a little bit to get a better understanding so you can have a greater utilization of this natural healing art. So I'll talk to you next video. Have a great day.